Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Bookish Daddy. And thank you so much for all joining me. I have a book haul video. So, man, I'm going to have to put myself on a book buying ban here soon because I've been going ridiculously crazy. I know it's not a huge haul, but these every couple weeks it's it's getting there. I'm running out of space on all my bookshelves. They're all starting to like line up across my dresser. Uh Hey, thank you all so much for joining me. And I would like to thank you all for entering the giveaway that I did this week. I do have two winners. So in second place, I already DM'd everybody. So if you didn't get one, I'm sorry, you didn't win. But in second place, we have Garrett's Library on Instagram. And Cassie Reads a Latte, which I really love that name. It's a good one. I already reached out to them both. I'm going to try and get your books to you by the end of this week. Thank you all so much for joining the giveaway and sharing and commenting and really putting it out there for everyone else to join. If you didn't win, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do another one at 1,000 and you'll have another chance to win. But to the two of you that did win, congratulations. And I'm super excited to get you your books, look through your wish list, and hopefully pick out some good ones. And then you'll have a problem too with, stacking them on all your bookshelves. This time, this is just going to be a book haul video. So I'm going to go into the books a little bit or what I know of them or think I know of them. Uh, Trying to have some fun with it. And I hope you enjoy the content. The first book we're going to go over is Brandon Sanderson's Arcanium Unbounded. Yeah, so this is a whole bunch of novellas from the Cosmere universe. So me and my wife, I loved Mistborn trilogy, but that's kind of where I ended. Aside from Tress, that's uh, all of Brandon Sanderson's. Well, and the Frugal Wizard. There's a few, but out of the Cosmere, which is his universe that he's created, the only books I have read are the Mistborn, the first trilogy. And I loved them so much that I forced my wife to read them, and she is loving them so much so that she wants to get into the Cosmere, and I have been looking for an excuse to, anyways. So she looked into the reading orders or recommended orders, and this had a bunch of the novellas and books all crammed into one book, and that is what this is. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's a huge undertaking because his universe is enormous. His world building is extreme. His magic creations are all like a lot to take in. But I'm ready for it. I'm super excited about it. Hopefully I'll get to it this year, if not definitely next year. All right, so the next book is Shady Hollow by Junia Black. And this was a Mother's Day present from my daughter to my wife. It is a cozy murder mystery where this fox is a detective and they all live in this like nice little whimsical land with a bunch of little creatures, mice, foxes, and stuff, and they live happily. And then one day, a dead toad shows up, and the fox goes to like report on it and sees some nefarious stuff and starts looking into the murder and interrogating everyone. This is supposed to be extremely cute, cozy, and fantasy. So there's a bunch of them too in the series. They're all really small, light books, easy reads. I I'm excited to read this one. I know my daughters were, as soon as they saw it, they had to have it. They ran over and grabbed it. Uh, I am actually going to try and read this one pretty soon because it's a quick read, and I love cozy fantasies. So I think that this will be a lot of fun. Quirky, clever, charming, and smart. Yeah, Shady Hollow. That one's going to be a fun one to read, I think. The next book is another Brandon Sanderson book, and it is Skyward. So, This is a YA fantasy. I think it's one of his first or only YA books that he's written. Uh, Not only, but first, I believe. And it is about this young lady wanting to be a pilot and fight in some sort of galactic war, I believe. Uh, it says that their world has been under attack for decades, and now pilots are the heroes of what's left of the human race, and becoming one has always been her dream. But her fate is intertwined with that of her father, a pilot himself who was killed years ago when he abruptly deserted his team, leaving her chances of attending flight school slim to none, even though that's her only dream. So I love Brandon Sanderson. I've been wanting to get into all of his work, as I was just saying. Uh, so this one obviously had to be bought. The next book is Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. And that is that. Such a cute cover. It has the beautiful sprayed edges. And this is a cozy fantasy that sounds, another one that sounds so, so cute. I think these are up there with like romantasy on like what I'm enjoying right now. But this seems to be about a super powerful mage and a bodyguard in some sort of or a knight, or she's some sort of like a gatekeeper. And it says they get together and he's like, look, I love books, you love tea or drinking tea, we should get together and open our own bookshop slash tea shop. And this book is about them escaping and opening their own tea shop. I don't think it's high stakes at all. It's just a super cozy books and tea book. It sounds so, so, so good. I cannot wait to read this one. Run away with me, the mage had said, her eyes alight. Oh, she's the mage. You like tea, I like books. Let's open a shop somewhere remote and forget the world exists. Okay, so he's a bodyguard on the gate or some sort of knight, and she is the most powerful mage in the town. It was just very confusing because she's the one with the sword in the picture, and he's the one in robes. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know who's what, but it is a mage and a warrior wanting to open a tea and bookshop, which sounds like something I would love to do. I would love to open a tea and bookshop. The next book on the list is going to be One Cursed Rose by Rebecca Zanetti. Boop. Yeah, that's my sound effect for the day, I guess. Boop. This is a dark romance thriller with paranormal magic. And I think it's also got mafia vibes from what I was reading. Crave the darkness, feed the forbidden. It almost seems like, too, it has stalker vibes to it, too. So if you're into dark romance, stalker, or mafia, uh, I think that's what this is about. I actually won this in a giveaway, so I didn't buy it, but I'm super excited to read it and put my review out there. I'll do a video on it. Another dark romance for me to put under my belt. This next book I am the most excited about. It is called How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. And that is what it looks like. Beautiful cover. It is one of those velvety covers and super floppy too. Uh, I saw this one in Barnes and Noble the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty cover." So I picked it up and read it, and it sounds so good. So it's seems to be a romantasy as well. This is about an herbologist human who she's a biologist. I said herbologist like it's Harry Potter. She's a biologist who loves plants, and she's in the forest looking at some rare mushroom of some sort, and sees one at the entrance of a hole or something, it seems, and falls through and lands in this fey land. The king of the Fae has his men like capture her and thinks that she is a human sent from the human world to like poison him and imprisons her. And I'm assuming starts falling in love with her while she's in prison, and he becomes fascinated with plants, it seems. This one sounded so good. That's all I know about it, but a romantasy with plants and mushrooms and all kinds of cool herbology things, I am all about it. And again, it is a beautiful cover, nice and floppy and velvety. All right, this next book is a local author. I was at Half Price Books and walked in, and he was there at his little table selling his newest book, and it is The Sapphire Spark by Jack Bastian. Uh, it was all velvety too, which is my favorite thing in a book. Uh, and the covers were beautiful, so I sat there and I started talking with him for a minute, and he was saying that it is about this wizard who is the most powerful wizard in his realm, and he did something, and they're wanting to bring him, some church is wanting to bring him to a tribunal and put him under trial, but they don't know how to do it because he is so powerful, and it's about them trying to get him and put him on trial, and him being the most powerful wizard in the lands not wanting to do it. Legendary wizard, knight of the arcane, champion of a death god, and heretical traitor. Heretical? I know what a heretic is. This word, I'm assuming it's a heretical traitor. We'll stick with that. But yeah, so in this kingdom, the Church of the Golden Throne has gathered to put Balthane the Blue, the fabled wizard, on trial, but they don't quite know how. Again, if you can see the little raven's eyes, the cover is just beautiful on this thing, and I love supporting our local authors, indie authors. Here soon, I'm hoping in like 3 weeks, I'm going to do a week where I only read indie author books. I have a few I've been saving, and this is going to be one of them. And The Ballad of Balthane the Blue is the series, and this is the first one in it. The next book is Hiding Places by E.J. Post. So me and my wife are a part of a book club. We meet once a month at this local diner that we enjoy a lot that has really good food and coffee and drinks. I actually got an old fashioned, so not coffee. Uh, we meet up, and last time we actually colored dragons, and she prints out a bunch of coloring pages, so the first half is coloring and getting to know everybody for an hour, and then the second half of the book meet is reading silently. I was reading Twisted Love, and my wife was reading Mistborn, so it's super fun. But anyways, that aside, the author of this book, EJ Post, is supposed to be at our next month's meet. So we went ahead and bought it so we could read it, have her sign it, and thought it would be fun. This is supposed to be a thriller from what I gather. So this is about a woman from Chicago. She is in a restaurant and she has to make a choice where she saves the life of a stranger, but in doing so, I think somebody's like shooting up the diner she's in, and running to save this other man, her husband gets hit and dies. So this is about her dealing with that. And then on top of that, she starts finding out how corrupt the U.S. government and medical facilities and hospitals or big pharma are. And I guess that's what this is about, is a thriller that already sounds super intense. I know I'm supposed to read all genres, but things that are that heavy, where it's like the spouse dying at the beginning or anything like that, make me super nervous to read. But I am going to read it for this book club, and I'll let you all know what I think of it. But that is why I ended up with it. The next book is House of Dragons by K.A. Lind. It's not Linda. Lind. I guess I should have looked up how to pronounce that right. I'm going to say K.A. Lind. Another floppy, velvety, beautiful book. This is a romantasy, and I think it's academia. The main character, or girl, is half fae, half human. She is dropped off as a baby at the gates of this school called the House of Dragons, where they train the most elite of the elite fae. Uh, she is only half fae. From what I've read on the back and looked into, she has trouble getting into some of the classes or doing well. At the end of the school, like, term, I think it's like 7 years, 12 years, 12 years. At the end of their school, they're supposed to be selected by one of 12 houses, kind of like Divergent. And then you go live with that section, but none of the 12 want her. So she ends up making some sort of deal with the society. And that's all I know. Supposed to be like I said, romantasy academia book. My daughters got this for my wife as well. And I read the back, like, just a little, give them a brief synopsis, and they were like, yep, that's the one we want. So this is the one we're going to be reading soon. This next book, you can already see why I bought it. It is Five Broken Blades by Mai Corland. That is the book. This is another romantasy, I'm pretty sure. And it says, oh, yeah. So this, if you've ever read The Emperor's Blade, that is what this sounds like. It sounds almost identical to it, honestly, from what I was reading. The art in the book is beautiful. So this is kind of what it peels back to look like. And then even the first page is super pretty. Uh, Me peeking over the camera and see if it's lining up. But yeah, so it is about a group of assassins trying to take out emperor or king or god king in their kingdom. That is all I know about this one. But the more I read, the more I was like, well, this sounds just like the Emperor's Blades, which, if you haven't read it, is probably one of the best trilogies I had ever read at the time. It's still probably in my top 5. It is very, very good. I'll try and throw up a little picture of it too. But yeah, Five Broken Blades. Mainly just saw that and wanted it. That's all it took. The last book is, of course, it's another Brandon Sanderson. It is Warbreaker. As I said, me and my wife are wanting to get into the Cosmere, and this is a big one. But even if we weren't, I have heard phenomenal things about this book. I love the cover. It's very, very pretty. This is about two sisters who are princesses, and this is a high fantasy, possibly romantasy, because it does say that one is doomed to marry like a god king. Uh, but all I can tell just from reading like the short back of this, it is going to be another huge world builder with a very intricate magic system. Because I was like halfway through the back of the book, I was like, oh goodness, this is too much for me to like process right now. I'm gonna have to like some of his books, like Mistborn, I have to like sit and study the metals or the magic system, which I do enjoy. It's super cool. You can almost like keep a journal on the book. That's what I feel like this is going to be about. It's a huge book. Unfortunately, it is a hardback, but again, super beautiful cover. Uh, the magic system does sound complicated, but it also sounds very intriguing. I'm very interested to see how it goes. Uh, and of course, it's going to be a high fantasy, and it's going to be good. It's Brandon Sanderson. I don't think that I've ever read a book of his that I disliked. I had a hard time getting through The Way of Kings, but I've said this on previous videos. I was young, or a lot younger, and I was reading an audiobook, and it was a hectic work week, and it was just a lot. I think that it just kind of overstimulated me, and I'm going to give it a redemption, of course, when I get to its Order in the Cosmere. That is all the books I bought over the last week or two. Uh, Hopefully not too many more of these videos in the near future. I'm running out of space. I'm planning on putting up some bookshelves over here and putting some shelves on the wall as well. And that'll help a lot. I won't have to have them just floating over here and stacking across everyone's clothing space. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you go out and buy some of these books. Really, I'm probably most excited about the cozy fantasies, the fairy tale murder mystery is very intriguing. I know they picked it just because they thought it was cute, but it sounds like it would be just something super cozy to sit out in the grass or on the back porch and breeze through over a cup of tea. I mean, and even the Can't Spell Treason Without Tea sounds along those lines. So a lot of books I'm very excited about and that I hope you all get as well. Uh, a couple of you have made recommendations below. I read one of them. I'm looking into a couple more. So, as I always say, if you want me to read something or there's something you want to see me do, drop it in the comments. I really will do my best to go out, get these books, read them, and give my reviews. It may take a minute because I do have books planned, sort of. I'm trying not to be last minute with these videos, but I do enjoy the engagement, and I do enjoy reading books that you like and finding things that I wouldn't normally read. Yeah, so someone in the comments had wanted me to read a AAPI book, which I unfortunately didn't know what it was, but it is Asian American and Pacific Islander. I had never heard that term before. Maybe I'm sheltered. But she gave me some recommendations. I chose Yellowface, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it super high rating, 5 stars, uh, and it was just such a fun read. So I will read your books. I will give my honest reviews. I'll do an in-depth review of that one when I get to some of to where it fits into one of these videos. Yeah, so comment, like, share. If there's anything else you would love to see me do or any content you're wanting to see, please let me know. And I hope you all have a great week.